Oh, it's very zoomed out. Let's go again. All right. All right, folks. I'm almost ready. What's going on the ways? Early. Oh. Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Seth. Appreciate you for tuning in, everybody. Just want to say a big thank you to all the people in the chat yesterday and today, right? Big up yourselves. Quickly before we get into the gaming and what we usually do on this channel, if you don't know, this channel has a variety of different type of content on it. We mostly make what you could call like video essay kind of stuff. We talk about anime, we talk about gaming, we talk about life, we talk about music, we talk about everything, right? That happens mostly in the video section of the channel. What's going on, AJ? But what we do in these live streams is we play random games and we just have a laugh and some jokes, right? We usually talk about some subjects, but it's never based around a subject that you'll see in the actual title or in the actual prompt, right? They're just icebreakers, right? Bro says talk about MMA, not just yet, right? So anyways, all right, got to give a quick disclaimer. This channel doesn't discriminate against anybody, any protective characteristics. That means your gender, your sex, your age, your race, where you're from, what you do, what you don't do, right? We don't discriminate against anybody. Everybody is welcome here. And I do need to put this out there from the beginning of every stream, just in case you get shocked by something I said or something you see a little bit later. These streams are intended for anybody under the age of 18, right? The reason I say that is because sometimes we swear, sometimes we play games that have 18 rated, like types of games like the one we're about to play, right? So there may be violence and bad language, so I have to let you know that off the bat, right? If you are under the age of 18, you don't have to leave the channel per se, but you can consider checking out some of our more family friendly content, which you can find on the Culture Crack channel on YouTube in the playlist that's called Transformative Stories. It's educational, it's entertainment, and it covers all those topics I spoke about in the beginning, right? So with that being said off the bat, welcome to everybody new, welcome to everybody old. I appreciate every single one of you. And today's prompt, you could say, in terms of question, is should we colonize space? Now, what does colonizing space mean? It means, should we colonize places like Mars or the moon? Or should we make a new space station, right? Like the one we have, but better, right? Anyways, you don't have to talk about that subject. You don't have to talk about that at all. You can ask me random questions. And I encourage community conversation, ask each other questions, and then challenge each other's views because we learn, right? Now I've got my spill out of the way. Let's see what the chat's saying. How you doing, AJ? How you doing, KV? What's up? What's up, Hugh? What's up, Always? What's up, Shay? Right. So we got a question right off the bat, right? And I'm struggling to read it. Let me zoom in. So, Away says, absolutely, we should colonize space. Specifically, Africa should colonize space. I want to say a real life version of Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. That is absolutely ridiculous, but if you care to expand, go for it. All right, I want to know why you think that. Pistolero says, oh, KV, the game's called Wet. You can see it there in the little title. I don't know if you can actually see it properly, but the game's called Wet. It's a PS3 game. We're on a PS3 at this part of the stream, right? Later we'll be on the PS4, but we're on PS4 right now. Anyway. Pistolero says, colonizing space should only be done in a world-ending scenario. Ooh, but wouldn't we have to plan before the world-ending scenario to be able to colonize space? So can you explain a little bit more why you think it should only be done in a world-ending scenario, Pistolero, if you're still here? Like Yagami says, is this a prank? No, but I would be interested to hear your opinion, like Yagami, since you're pretty good at solving cases. You might be able to solve our solution, give us a solution for this problem. Spider says, why are you asking the name of the game? He hasn't even started playing yet. Alright, shout out to you, Spider. Joseph C says, we should explore the planets in our solar system, and if we find any life, we cannot enslave them. Ooh, why'd you say that, Joseph? If you're still in the chat, please let us know why. I mean, we shouldn't, like, I don't think we should enslave them, but why specifically do you think that's an important thing to note, right? Ants, thanks for the follow. KV, no worries. Richie says, we will show the stars why God made us in his image. Rah, you're a scary guy, Richie. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Why do you think that is going to be the case? And why do you think God made only us in his image if there's other people out there in the stars? Or things, creatures? Joseph says, because that would be wrong. If we find, I'm guessing he says, if we found any life out there and decided to enslave them, right? I don't think that would be on our top priority to do, but I can see how mankind might come around to something strange like that, considering our previous history on our own planet. So it's a good thing to note, Joseph. That should be like, that should go into the space constitution, the space exploration constitution if we ever make one, right? That's something we should definitely put in. Away says, as far as we're aware, that land doesn't belong to anyone. What do you mean, bro? How you doing, Cameron? Away says, in Richie's case, if God only made us, then are you saying aliens and other races are creations of another? Ooh, Richie, you hear that? You hear that, Richie? Richie says, it was more of a reference, but in all seriousness, we would need to colonize for materials, most likely gold and platinum. Do you mean like what the billionaires are thinking about doing, going to space and mining asteroids and stuff? Cameron, yes, it seems you are new here. You're welcome, though. Even though you've got a little bit of a strange display picture, I'm hoping you're not actually the age of your display picture. If so, you may have missed the warning in the beginning, right? The stream is not for anybody under the age of 18. However, I can't stop you. I'm not going to block you because I actually don't know if you're telling the truth or not. I'll give you the chance to remove yourself if you are under the age of 18, alright? Pistolero says teams to go on top priority for colonizing other planets in our universe. Huh? What I missed? Oh, sorry, I missed the first part of what he says. Pistolero says, if NASA detects some strange / dangerous activity, we should instantly go into research and get teams to go on top priority for colonizing other planets in our universe. Strange / dangerous activity like what though, Pistolero? You ever seen the movie Titan AE? Appreciate you guys for the reactions on YouTube. Thank you. Joseph C says, hopefully there is oil on other planets. Maybe. Do we need oil? But you realize oil on our planet is from like dead life matter, right? So if we find oil on another planet, then that means there's dead life. That means there was life. That's an interesting thing. But I don't know about oil. I think we should be moving away from need to use oil in the first place. I don't think we're ever going to advance as a civilization if we're still relying on fossil fuel, which is retarded when you think about it. Richie says, yeah, essentially we can only get gold from stars going supernova, and we will need them for electrics. Yeah, I think we should only be putting value on gold in the future based on what we can do technologically, but I reckon we'll find other materials that are better to use than gold. If we start attacking planets or breaking down asteroids just to mine for gold because we value gold in terms of trade on Earth, that is kind of a massive example of how stupid we actually are as a race if we do it for that purpose and not for the progression of technology. Michael says, if there's oil on other planets, at least we know where the US is going. Ah, you funny guy. Yeah, I guess millionaires, billionaires have got plans about that already, but not oil per se. Oil would Ooh, Young Philosophy says it's not profitable yet. What do you mean it's not profitable yet? To go to space, yeah? Away says, basically what I mean is, from what we know, no life is present on other planets. If that's the case, it doesn't belong to anyone just yet. Not until someone reaches them. That's a good point. But have you ever seen like Virgin Galactic, right, selling shares of the moon and stuff like that? People are running insane scams on Earth right now. So I don't know, man. The problem is with space exploration, if we don't like make a world government type of agreement before we start going out, then it's going to be the matter of finding it and then having to defend it, right? Which is basically going to be initiate a space war / space race. Winchester, game's called Wet. Pistolero says, like, if there was a meteorite of the same size / mass, the one that took out the dinosaurs on Earth's trajectory, oh, that's the kind of strange type of threat you're talking about. But there has been stuff like that already, where projects have like gone and, like, I don't know what they did, whether they shot something at it, but they've moved it just off course slightly, so it never interacts with us on Earth. Bryce, unfortunately, I can't. I'm sorry to say that, bro. Maybe someone in the chat can though. Joseph C says, do you think the superpowers of the world like USA and China will claim planets for themselves? Yeah, for sure. If we let them, then for sure they will. But like I said, that's what I was just saying. If we don't go into space exploration under a united front kind of thing, then that's exactly what's going to happen. But worse than countries claiming planets, corporations will claim planets, and that's a whole nother minefield. Michael makes a great point. He says, I think the main issue of colonization of other planets will be the time it takes to travel. Yeah, exactly. Depending on where the planet is, it could take up to like 5 or 6 generations on a spaceship to actually get there, right? And then a couple more generations to actually like terraform the planet and actually get it ready for people to live on. So that's a great point. But the most important point is we haven't actually discovered the right energy source to get us to these planets yet in a proper way. Young Philosophy says, to go to space and mine gold, it's not profitable yet. I think it is. I think it is, Young Philosophy, and I think that's what a lot of very rich and smart people are working on right now, trying to figure out how they can get minerals and new types of elements from space and make them profitable for Earth. Away says, I'm sorry, you can sell shares of the moon. Yeah, Aways, Google it, bro. I think I've got, no, actually I didn't end up getting it, but I had the option to get shares on the moon, and it's like, this is dumb, but it's kind of funny, because imagine like 1,000 years from now someone finds your certificate for shares on the moon and they're like, well, this guy has shares on the moon, right? Do you know? Anyway, it's a funny thing that we're doing here on Earth, which is ridiculous. Away says Elon Musk is claiming Mars. I don't know how true that is, but he's claiming the narrative of Mars exploration for sure. Pistolero says the main problem is how would we get there exactly. We have to solve that energy equation first and the fuel type that we're going to use. EL666 says it's not a question of should we, it's when we eat in this planet dry at the moment, so we need more ground. That's a good point. So it's not a question of should we, it's when is what El was saying. El says, be right back, bro, gonna visit my dad on Mars, bro. Guy's related to bloody, never mind. I was gonna make a Naruto joke, it's gonna be dumb, never mind. JSOC says, love the way you keep your stream interesting with cool topics and keep up with your chats. Appreciate you, JSOC. I've not seen you here before, but I guess you must be watching in the background, so appreciate you, bro. Michael says, you stream on Twitch or nah? I stream on YouTube, bro. You can find my YouTube in the TikTok description, and I'll also put it in the chat. So if you click on the little YouTube icon on TikTok, not description, on the profile, you'll be taken right there. You'll be taken right to the YouTube, right? But that's my YouTube there. Michael says, Pum Pum says, coming like Outer Worlds. What do you mean? What's Outer Worlds about? Connor, the game's called Where. Michael says, in my opinion, I genuinely think that space colonization will be impossible. Why is that then? Pum Pum says, are you looking forward to seeing alien homeworlds burn and crumble under the might of humanity? Pum Pum, I don't think I'll be around for that, but yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting sight. It might look like something from Halo, or it hopefully will never happen. But it's possible. It's definitely possible. What's up, Supernova? How you doing? Pistolero says, basically, in a more simplified way, it would not be possible to go to these planets until we... Alright, Pistolero, if you've been limited in your comments from TikTok and you're having to break it up between other people's comments, come over to YouTube. You can write whole paragraphs and I'll see the whole thing, right? Away says, oh, sorry, Dakota Kid says, we should grow hemp on the moon. Why hemp of all things, bro? Why not corn or something, you know? Uh, oh, welcome, Mister. Welcome, Mister. Or should I say, Michael? Nah, I don't news. Away says the most convenient scenario would be that humans figure out light speed travel, but no one would do it because you'll never see your loved ones again after just one trip. That's a great point, but I think people would do it though for sure. And I think ironically, the first like a good portion of the first people that get sent out there would probably be prisoners and people like a good portion of people that get sent out there would be undesirables, and it would basically be like the same scenario where we created Australia and the same scenario where we created New Zealand and America. And I say we because we as a people, but not we as in me as a black person, because you know, like, you know what I'm saying. News, thanks, mate. So Brizzlero says, until we get things we need to get there, we would have to discover things like how cryo. Oh, you're talking about cryo sleep. You're talking about cryo sleep, innit, for travel, basically. That's a lot of scientific ideas, but not far off of actually happening. Science fiction ideas, but not far from actually happening. If we can figure out cryo, yeah, we wouldn't even. It would be applied on Earth long before it's applied in space. Right, son. No worries, Pistolero. Let me know if you're when you're on chat in thingy, because people's usernames are different on YouTube. Pum says we're gonna get Halo in real life or Warhammer 40k in real life. Probably, right? In maybe 2,000 years from now, maybe less. Who knows? If we can get AI up to scratch like we were talking about yesterday, then it might speed up the whole process. Killing Shah, how you doing, bro? He says no point colonizing space when we're barely able to keep Earth habitable for ourselves. Facts. But some of us are looking to the stars, Killing Shah. Not many people want to look at home. They just want to. Hey, Shikamaru in the chat, bro. Supernova says nobody has been to space. Even if the moon landing happened, the moon is closer than we think. So Supernova is basically saying no one has ever been to space. I don't know if I can agree with that, but do you have any reason why you're saying that, Supernova? But I do agree that the moon is closer than Mars. Hey, Mr. Ook, thank you for the thing on YouTube. I don't know what to call that. Appreciate that, man. That's real cool. Off topic, he says, but what would you say your favorite game of all time is? I don't have a favorite game, but I have two favorite franchises, which I say quite often, and I'm gonna add three in, right? Which is a bit of a cop out, but my first favorite franchise of games are Metal Gear Solid games, all Hideo Kojima, and the second is Resident Evil games, right? Mostly all of the ones up until 4, and then let's skip 4 and 5 and then go from 6 onwards, right? And then I'll say the Devil May Cry series, that's 1, 2 and 3 on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and you could add in Devil May Cry 4 for PlayStation 3, but I would remove DMC from that. So yeah, I actually don't have a good answer for that, Mr. OK, Mr. Ro. I'm not sure how to say your name. I think your name's Michael, innit? Didn't you say your name was Michael? I think you did. Yeah, Michael, calling you Mr. OK. Alright, yeah. What's your favorite, bro? Pum Pum says, I'm hoping for Halo. Jason says, also no point exploring space when our oceans are not even halfway explored. Great point. We were talking about that yesterday as well. Someone said it was like 10% or something like that. I'm not sure the exact figures, but apparently we haven't even found out what's in the abyss, in quotations, in comparison to how much we know about space. We know more about space than what's under the sea, right? Joseph says we need to colonize the oceans still, actually. Yeah, basically. Or maybe we need to find a way to harness. Actually, that's a bad idea, because if we start harnessing the ocean, then there's a good chance we'll ruin the planet a lot quicker. Zach says, what does colonize mean, and what game is this? The game is where, and when I'm in the context of colonization, the way I'm using it is literally just creating a colony, which is like saying becoming settlers on another land, right? That is the simple way of saying it, not the negative way of colony, even though that could happen, right? But that's what I mean by colony, like basically becoming settlers in space on another planet, right? Sorry guys if I've ignored your comments. He said it's pronounced Mr. Ruck, but feel free to call me whatever suits you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Mr. Ruck. Ed Robinson, what's up, bro? Yeah, I like Ireland. What's up, man? How you doing? Away, and the first people who've been sent out there being criminals is probably most likely how it'll be. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Mr. Ruck. Away says people might do, but I feel a lot of them would regret it. they'll have fun on another planet, and if they make a trip back, they'll be the same age, but their family members will have passed ages ago. You're talking about that paradox. I'm not quite sure what that's called, right? But I don't think that would actually happen, right? Because I do think even if we did figure out the speed of light travel, it'd still take various amounts of generations to do the travel in the ship anyway, right? So they'd be leaving the planet knowing that their people will be dead, or they'll be leaving the planet knowing that they're going to have kids on the ship in space, raise those kids, and they will be dead before the ship even reaches whatever planet they're going to colonize, right? That's more than likely what will happen. Yeah, Ed, I'm from England, bro. He says there's a movie about this called Passengers with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. Shikamaru says, only if we find some alien arse, bro. Come on, Shikamaru, you're supposed to be way smarter than that. But I guess that's a good enough reason, isn't it? People will definitely go to space for some space cheeks. Innit? Would you clap space cheeks? Probably. Not me, but I'd say probably in his case, right? Clapping space cheeks is hilarious. You see how people acted like in movies like a Total Recall and like Star Wars and stuff like that? People would definitely clap space cheeks, bro. Alright, that's so sidetracked, right? Anyway, JSOC says think 5% of the oceans, and yes, nobody knows what lies below or beneath. So it's 5%, not 10%. I was wrong on that. Sean Hardy says, give it years if we give a new name to World War, innit? And planetary conquest, it would be, Sean, it would be planetary conquest, intergalactic war. Zach says, I swear only 5% of the ocean explored, yeah. Ethan says, passenger is not, it's not about speed of light, it's Cyril freezing. What's that? What is that, Ethan? Joseph says, imagine an intelligent life finds us before we find them. They probably have already. They probably came and scoped us out and seen that we're not smart enough to interact with yet. That's probably what's happened. Or if they're watching us from space, right? They're watching us from the past, so we might still look like caveman to them where they are. You know, have you ever thought about that? Time-wise, the time it takes to see when we're looking at stars on Earth, we're looking at them in the past, right? So maybe we have been observed by intelligent life, but we just don't know yet, right? Or they've observed us and thought, no, they're not intelligent life, they're just life. Jason says Star Wars in real life would be sick. So what side would you be on if Star Wars was real? Would you be a rebel, terrorist, or would you be on the dark side? Yeah, I know. So you meant Ethan meant cryo. Yeah, I think we could do. We could find another way without needing cryo. I think it's more than likely it would be generational travel instead of cryo. Cryo has so many bad potentialities that it's ridiculous. Kara says, hey bro, you want to hear a joke? Not if it's a bad one or a racial one or a sexual one. No, I don't want to hear it. But if it's cool, then I guess you should say it. What's up, Sud Edits? What's up, bro? Come over to the main channel because I'm going to stop that stream in a minute. Edits. Shikamaru says, I mean, honestly, we could use the resources from smaller expeditions, but I don't see the logic in pumping hundreds of trillions of dollars in research, funding and development just to bring a handful of people to a new colony. And that's a good point, right? I think a lot of them resources could be better used on Earth, but the thing is you have to consider, right? Where technology makes its most progress, or has historically, is when we're trying to solve one problem and we come up with a solution by accident for a bunch of other ones. Just like a lot of the technology we actually use now was created for warfare or for like things like, if you ever watched videos about DARPA and stuff like that, some of the technologies that were created for other purposes get repurposed and change humanity forever. So although it's not a great idea for us to ignore the problems on Earth and run away to space, it might not be a bad thing to pour resources into going to space, because we might figure out solutions for Earth on the way to doing that. That's just an optimistic way of looking at it, right? Away says, yo, if you like Resident Evil, there's a documentary coming out in the UK next month. Yeah, I know, I saw that. It's called George Romero's Resident Evil. It's going to be based on like the trailer that he shot, innit? And they're going to talk about all the things that they cut out, basically. I did see that Always, that George Romero's one. I'm probably not going to watch it in all honesty though, because I don't want to be disappointed. When I saw it, they said they advertised it like it was going to be Resident Evil 2, the movie, like the sequel to the one that came out in, I want to say like 2021, 22, right? But it's not. It's going to be a documentary about him shooting a trailer on or how he was gonna make the film, but he never did, right? Basically. Ned Flanders, what's up, Ned? Says I wish Obama was here. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Pum Pum said he'd be on the Empire side. Fair enough, bro. Jason says I'd be a bounty hunter and go with the Empire because the rebels ain't winning without a plot. Without plot armor. Big facts. Jason says, "Long live the Galactic Empire." Just think about it from this perspective, right? What have the Jedi's actually contributed to the universe? Zesty says space racism. Basically, right, it would literally just be racism because there's only one race on Earth, and that's the human race, right? So it would just that would be the first racism ever. Once we encounter aliens, that'd be the real racism. I, Mr. Rock, appreciate you, man. Thank you for that gift as well. I hope to see you on another stream. I haven't started playing the game yet because I'm just chatting away with you guys like I always do. But yeah, I'm gonna start this game in a minute. My controller's low apparently too. Oh, what's going on, Spam? How you doing? If the planet don't got life, absolutely should. Is that a good idea? I mean, yeah, if the planet hasn't got life, but it needs to be able to sustain us. So if the planet doesn't have life or any signs of life, is that a good idea for us to be going to it? How are we gonna like terraform it and survive on it? You know, we're gonna have to evolve something terrible. Right? Kara says, "Okay, trust me. What do you call a black guy on the moon? Oh, this is bad already." So I'm gonna go ahead and block you, buddy, because you know how that goes. I forgot how to block you. You're lucky. Copper Pine says, GL going beyond the firmament, sci-fi kid. Nonsense conversation. What the hell are you talking about, Copper Pine? What is the firmament, first of all? And, like, what the hell are you talking about? I appreciate Shikamaru, man. Thank you. Shikamaru is going to be the Hokage as well, bruv. So I expect some intelligent strategy from you, my boy. Clayton Bixby, sick name. Space racism. Thank you for giving me a reason to blog you. Spacism. I'm not the one who came up with it. I said racism. It would just be racism. It wouldn't be space racism. You know what I mean? It would just be racism. Danny says space already got to be colonized, just not by us, right? Maybe that's an interesting way to look at it. And he goes on to say, I don't think we was made to leave. Why do you think that? Do you think we've not gone to space already? Zesty. Thanks for the follow, man. Zesty Master Chief. I thought when I said Zesty Mast, I thought something else was going to be at the end of that name. I'm not going to lie. Jason says, if space is theoretically infinite, doesn't that mean someone Luke Skywalker is fighting? Somewhere Luke Skywalker is fighting the Empire. Maybe. I mean, I think what you mean, like, I know what you're trying to say, but I don't think you mean it in terms of like space itself. Like, if possibilities are infinite, then somewhere there's a copy of me, somewhere there's a copy of you, somewhere there's a universe in which space exploration and Luke Skywalker actually exist, right? Then yeah, possibly, yeah. Mason says no, because space isn't actually owned by anyone. I think that was a sly dig at the actual process of colonization on Earth. What's up, Morg? How you doing? Danny Wallace says, we have everything we need, just use it wrong. That's a great point. That's a great point. But I do think there can be benefits to us trying to go to space and trying to colonize other planets. Bro, you are weird. You're a weird guy, Diddy, bro. Why would you even do that, man? Why would you call yourself Diddy? And put the copyright sign? That's insane. Oh, I think I need to charge this controller. Why, man? It's not working properly. One sec, folks. I think I broke it. Alright, let's see how long this controller holds up. Then we're gonna go. Ooh, G-Man says space is not real, okay? Crazy. How do you know space is not real? Spam posting a spam a spam posting anime says could be denser materials for construction and new tech Elon made for Mars can do that for most planets. Alright, did I miss what you said there? Spam says could be denser materials for construction, and the new tech Elon made for Mars can do that for most planets. Spam, what was it you were referencing when you said that? Zoro. Oh snap! Alright, guys, I'm gonna play the game for a minute. Then well, as long as this controller works, which is not, it's just flashing. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, folks, I'm not ignoring you in the chat. I'm just gonna have a quick go at this, and then I'll get back to the chat. Because I always forget that some people actually come for the games and not for the talk. So I'm doing them an injustice by not playing the games. Oh, you said maybe it's Diddy himself on a prison phone. That's ridiculous. I'm sure he'd have better things to do than look at my stream. Well, maybe. I'd hope anyway. Joker. Alright. Oh, it's not safe yet. Oh, guys, also let me know if the stream glitches up or like the sound's not good and stuff like that, so I can get it right for you guys. Alright, it should be safe for a minute. Alright, now, what did I miss? Ben Defender says Google 1992 space movie. What's it about, bro? Can you break it down? JSOC says also off topic. Do you believe humans were meant to see their own faces, i.e., use mirrors, etc.? I don't know if it's a matter of belief, but why do you ask that? I don't see why not. It's not like we would need mirrors to see our own faces when things like water exist, things like shiny surfaces exist. Right? So there's ways humans have seen their faces before we invented mirrors, for sure. So I don't know. That's an interesting thing to ask, though. Mike says space isn't real; it's all a psyop. How do you know that, Mike? What makes you say that? How are you sure about that? And when would the psyop have started? Because people have been observing space, the stars, the solar system, the sun, before modern societies, and the idea of psyops existed. So when would the psyop have started? And why would we keep the psyop up this long? Mog says, to be fair, it's not really colonizing if there isn't anyone there. Why'd you say that? So maybe I'm using colonizing in the wrong context, but when I say colonizing, I literally just mean like going and settling in another place and then starting a colony. Joseph says, do you think humans will live long enough to see the Milky Way and Andromeda Galaxy collide? I don't know. Actually, I don't even know anything about the Milky Way and Andromeda Galaxy. Can you give me some game on that or explain it for us in the chat? I don't know. I have no idea how to even answer that. Mike says because every satellite that's fallen has been attached to a balloon. What the hell? What has that got to do with anything? How does every satellite fallen being attached to a balloon make you think that space isn't real? How you doing, Milf? Those things aren't even connected. I don't get that. You have to explain that a bit better. And I'm not trying to dismiss your point of view or where you're coming from, but I'm just finding it difficult to understand what you mean by that. You like Azrael? I don't know. I don't know who that is. I've heard that name before, but I'm not quite sure I know who that is. I'm playing so badly. Wait, could she just jump through there? Nah, they didn't make it, so it's not possible. Oops. Space. Luke says space is our birthright. That's a pretty dope thing to say. Why'd you say that, Luke? That sounds very poetic. I don't know if it's true though, but it sounds very poetic. Jason says, true, but the most common way is man-made to see yourself like phone. The reason I ask is animals that react to seeing themselves for the first time often look confused. Obviously, because it's strange. I guess. What's going on, Visionary? How you doing? Are you talking about Azrael from Batman? Jay says, should we or could we? I don't believe we can personally. Why is that? Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Guy said space wasn't real. That's wild. Why do you think space isn't real? Spam says, oh sorry. Milf, there's no need. Someone in the chat has already got the username, Diddy, so they beat you to it, buddy. They beat you to it, and they copyright it as well. They weren't bugging about, excuse my French. Spam says, but either way, colonizing it is a good idea. Could be better conductors, more dense building materials for natural disasters and stuff. Exactly. There's all kinds of things we could discover in space. Just us actually thinking about how to get there safely is going to produce so much advancements for humanity on its own, right? That before we even find the materials and find a way to process them, we would have already made like incredible amounts of progress. And I think a lot of the stuff we would invent will be repurposed for use on Earth anyway, before it goes to Mars or whatever planet we decide to go to. John Hallock says, suffer no fools. What does that mean, John? Consider me a fool. Because I don't know what that means.
Have a taste of this.
Oh. Ching. Why did it sound like it was hitting metal? You say you're doing a Metal Gear Solid marathon. Got all the games, and I'm just gonna power through them, through what I don't like. Fair play. Good luck to you, bro. Did you finish Metal Gear Solid 4? Shay says the Van Allen belt. The Van Allen belts are radiation belts that nothing biological can pass through and live still, except apparently the astronauts who went to the moon. That does sound like an interesting thing, but I don't know if that's legit, right? Because surely somebody's figured out how to work around that, right? If that's actually a real thing, I can't actually comment saying if it is or is over if it is you is or is you ain't. Right? I can't say if it is or not because I don't know myself, right? But I do think astronauts have gone to the moon. I do think the International Space Station is real, and there are actually people up there right now looking down at Earth. I do think there are satellites in low Earth orbit. Right? I don't see the reason to lie about this. Now, now when you start talking about space probes that are a bit further out, like on Mars and checking out other places in the galaxy, I don't know, right? I can't be sure. But I think the other stuff is pretty true. FIFA Galaxy, the game is called Where. D Spiril says we just gotta grow potatoes on Mars. That might end up being a very like sustainable part of our existence over there if it ever happens. Mill says, I think we should try to save our planet first before we spend resources on making another planet habitable. That's a big fact. That's a big fact, and it's a great point. I agree with that too. But like I said, in the process of us trying to make it possible to go there, we might come up with the technology that can save our planet. Just think about what it would mean to be able to terraform a whole planet, right? The technology would be needed. That thinking up a way to do that in itself would be a good step towards saving our own planet in the case of like incredible environmental collapse, put it that way, right? I'm probably not speaking very well, but you know what I'm saying. If we could figure out a way to terraform another planet, then surely we could figure out a way to save our own ozone and stuff like that, right? Game's called Wet. Frank says, I think we are very far away from Mars or moon colonization. Research has found long-term space exposure has detrimental effects on the body. We would need to address that before it becomes feasible. Big facts, Frank, because I think a lot of space is radiation anyway, isn't it? But yeah, you're probably right about that. I'm not saying like we're close to it. I just want to know like where people stand on it. If they think it's possible, and B, if they think it's a good idea, even though B and one are not connected. Like Coyote says, hi, just wanted to say you have a lovely voice. Have an amazing day. Appreciate you. You too. Shay says, no, there's no shielding that can currently prevent the radiation on affecting biological matter. The International Space Station is not beyond those radiation rings, so able to have people on board. Oh, I didn't know that. Shay goes on to say, we can send tech through them, just not biological stuff yet. So have we tried to send biological stuff there? And Galaxy says, did we ever land on the moon? I don't know. I think we did though. I don't see what it would lie. StarTalk says human supremacy, madman. You know, there's more than one type of human, but never mind. Oh, you did? Ah, sick, Mog. What did you think about it? Joel says, yes, we should. Joe goes on to say, it's a sure way to ensure human civilization keeps going. Right, actually, is like a fail-safe plan. My words ain't with me today, guys. I apologize. Joel says, even if something were to happen to Earth, Jason says, we'll see how close we are to mass space colonization in 2029. I think when the Mars mission starts. When does the Mars mission start? And what's supposed to happen in the Mars mission? Shay says, yeah, we did. We sent animals and they've died from radiation sickness that have been sent through. Raw, I didn't know that. It's wild. Frank goes on to say 4 separate nations have photographed the flag on the moon. I don't know if that is proof because me and you are not going to walk to the moon and check. That's a big fact. He goes on to say the rover site more accurately. Galaxy says space. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Sorry guys, not ignoring you. Try to make some progress here. Hmm. Ah, that's what I'm gonna do. If she doesn't die. Lethian says we should definitely explore it. Uh, Galaxy was saying space may be the final frontier, but was filmed in a Hollywood basement. I read Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, that's a great song. Californication. That's a great song. But what about the 50 million belly dancers, bro? I think that's what he said anyway. Uh, Jason says that should give us an idea to see how far off we are from taking over or colonization. Louis, wet is alright, but I'm not playing it very well, so I'm sorry if I'm giving the game a bad name by playing it so rubbish. But yeah, the game is alright. I'm just not good at it. Uh, so apparently that's in the works for 2029. What country is doing that, JSOC? Joel says, I literally dream of a solar system federation, bro, where every where every rocky planet and the moon is terraformed in our solar system. That's an interesting dream, bro. Why do you dream of that? Do you mean you dream of that, like actually go to sleep and dream of that, or that's something that you want to see happen? Jason says early 2030s is when humans will land on Mars to live there for their lives. I don't think that's true, bro. 2030 is very close, bro. It's like 5 years away. I don't think we've got that kind of technology yet. Like something has to dramatically speed up that process within the next 5 years for that to happen. Well, the next 15 years, put it that way. StarTalk says, let's show the aliens who was made in God's image. Come on, bro, that's silly, bruv. Imagine you get there and the aliens are like, bruv, we're God, we made you. Then what you gonna say? You know what I'm saying? What if you get there and it's like the engineers from what's that movie again? Prometheus. Toilet says, why not focus on fixing this planet and not ruining others? Great point. Uh, Joel says, though, if we find life in the moon, Europa, and other moons, it should be a sort of natural preserve. So you mean like just leave it like yeah, I guess. But then who are we to be able to say they should have a natural preserve? Like, you know what I mean? That's still us a certain level of dominance over something we have no business troubling in the first place. But you're right. there should be some kind of rule set in place to not damage what's already there. Good luck, Mug. Uh, so JSOC says it's the USA that's going to Mars. Pretty sure, could be wrong. Oh, I hear you, Joe. I get it now. Jason says, search up NASA, humans to Mars. Swear it's true. Maybe I'll check it later in the stream. Jesus is God says we can't even get humans on Mars yet. That's a fact. We can't yet, but we might be able to. Star Talk says, now seriously though, once we've worked out quantum computing and fusion technology, we're limitless. I think humans are limitless in general. Like even if that's not the solution that's going to get us there, it's only a matter of time until we figure out a way to do it. I think there's nothing we can't do as humans. It's just a matter of time and resources. Shay says, oh, the astronaut who went to the moon and now supposedly we've lost the tech that protected them. Suspicious. Oh, so Shay, you don't believe that we actually went to the moon? Is that what you're saying? So are you saying the moon is beyond that radiation belt you're talking about, right? He goes on to say, Shay Arcade, no way we have had the tech back then, just after World War II, but not now. It never happened. That's a good point. But you know what I hear? The point I hear made quite often is based on the arms race. The only reason we went there is because it was an arms race, and people go and say the only reason we don't go back is because we've already been there, which is kind of redundant, but it's a great point at the same time. Frank says the astronauts passed through the Van Allen belt, but did not receive a significant dose of radiation as they passed through very quickly. Well, there you go then. I don't see no reason why they'd hang about. They'd hang about in the Van Allen belt. All right, guys, I'm not being serious with it. Yeah. Josh says, yeah, might as well add that to our resume. Fair enough. Uh, Shays RK says, I'd love to be proven wrong, but the evidence very, very highly suggests it never happened. I guess. Frank, you asking me or you asking Shay? Frank says, people saw the rocket go into orbit. Is the contention, huh? Is the contention it was destroyed, or its descent back to Earth was hidden? Nathaniel says, can't wait to try space steak from another galaxy. I don't have Discord, JSOC. I'm just on YouTube and TikTok. Yeah, you got to sub on YouTube, man. And I've got to try play this game properly because I'm letting down everyone that actually wants to see the game. I apologize, folks. She's gonna die anyway, so probably should just let her die and start again. And there she goes. Star Talk says 2 million pages of documentation for a hoax. Sure, bro. So I think he's talking in relation to the moon landing being fake. Joe says it's a good thing China's space program will probably force the US to spend more on NASA and such. Another space race. Maybe, yeah. Even India's going to space, right? But you all know who we're really waiting to go to space, right? Dead. What the hell? I suck at this game.
Damn, I'm good.
Oh, okay. I thought it was trash. I appreciate you, Jason. I might even check that out a little later in the stream. To be fair, I should have actually researched the topic before I came and asked, but I wanted to hear what the community had to say about it first. Like, if they think it's a possibility, if they think it's real. But yeah, I should really like be more knowledgeable about it before I come on the internet and talk about it. But at the same time, I'm here to be educated by people that know more about it than me. That's the whole point of conversation. How did you download the game on PC? Not playing on PC, Spider. I'm playing on PS3, bro. Shay says, in the Van Allen belts, the average radiation dose rate for a satellite is about 50 gray per year. Don't know what that means, but I'm going to read what he says. If a human astronaut had the same shielding as a satellite and required 1 hour to travel through the Van Allen belts, what would be their total dose at the end of the at the end of the trip of 1 gray? equals what? Bro, I actually don't know. If you're asking Frank, I think Frank may be able to answer that, but I have no idea, bro. I can't even pretend to know what that what that even means. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, thank you for the like, Spider. Appreciate that. Oh god, gonna die. Alright, let's try to figure out what they want me to do. So across. Oh, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. Wait, can that be done? How do I get across there? Ah, I see. It's tricky. Alright, in a minute I'm gonna end the Hunt Viral stream. I'm gonna just focus on YouTube and TikTok. So if you're watching in the background on Hunt Viral, please come over to the main channel. Or if you're on TikTok, the main channel is Culture Crack. All one word. You can find it in the profile. But yeah, I'll be restarting the stream in a minute. Alright, which way did we come? We came that way, right? So no, I hear you, bro. I do like to learn as well, but sometimes I'm just not all there to be able to comprehend what you're actually saying. It's just one of those days, bro. But yeah, I am willing to learn about it, given the right environment, the right time. Jiv, the game's called Wet. Let's go. Oh, this is where I got stuck yesterday. It's just a simple run jump, and she don't want to go. Apithecus says, "Damn, this is a throwback." Oh, what's up? What's up, B? How you doing? Josh, the game's called Wet. B, the game's called Wet. Yeah, I said the game's called Wet. Ah, why can't we get over there? What am I supposed to do? Does anyone know what I'm supposed to do here? Yeah, like wet, like water, wet. Wet like water. I'm not lying, I'd never lie. It's actually what the game's called. Right, I'm pretty sure she should be able to just get over there from one jump. She's not. Nah, no worries, yeah. It's a game with a female lead character called Wet. That's just the facts. There we go. I got their Bitcoin Obama, sick name. A Bitcoin Obama, someone was asking for you earlier on. Jiv, I'm playing on PS3. It's really quiet because I got to mute the music because the music's all copyrighted for the stream, unfortunately. It's an old game. They didn't think about not having copyright music. Well, it's actually not their fault. The music industry is just so greedy they make it hard for anyone to enjoy music without running them down for it. Get up. Someone was doing what to you earlier? Someone was asking for you. Someone said, I wish Obama was here. Scroll up in the chat on YouTube, you'll see it. Someone says they wish Obama was here. And then here you are. So Shay says, so to throw this topic on its head, did we bring agriculture and farming to Earth and colonize the planet? Ooh. Are you saying we're aliens, bro? If so, then where did we come from? What planet do you think we came from, man? If we're the aliens. The game's called Wet. Oh, of course. Hey, he looks like the guy from Grand Theft Auto 3 for a second. So Shay says, not necessarily, but our ancestors could be. They could be, right? Remember we were saying the other day when we were talking about aliens, that it's possible that we're the ones that are the aliens. Like maybe the ones that got left on Earth are either experiment or just like the dregs of the alien society, and they're just like, look, you guys just stay here, just chill here. We'll be back in the next 2-3 millennia. Maybe that could happen. All right. Oh, there were stairs there. Of course, there were stairs there. Game's called Wet, bro.
Too close, get over here! Fuck this!
Got his ass. Don't run. Appreciate the likes, Joni. Nah, what's that? So it says, do you know the Goldilocks theory? No, what's that? Are you, is that to do with like the perfect the perfect environment kind of thing? Or the perfect conditions? guy was tanking the bullets. Harold says you couldn't even colonize Africa. Space is a lie, monkey. Are you sure? I would say your intelligence is a question here, but I'll give you a chance to prove me wrong about that. Ooh. Get it! Let's try again. Let's try again. The Goldilocks, yeah, I think I have heard about that. So he says it's true, there could have been a civilization in many solar systems. They just aren't in the Goldilocks zone anymore, so couldn't support life. It's possible. Recon, we should colonize France. Cash and Kwan says, reckon we should colonize France. Why? Took 100 bullets, but you took him out with a stab. Oh yeah, that's a great point. He's a mini boss, isn't it? I can't believe I'm messing this up so badly. So this game could be so difficult. Bro, let me through the gate. Why is this even this? Why is this even necessary? I don't understand. Dead. Alright, I'm gonna play something else in a minute. Alright, I'm at. I'm heading out. Nah, joking. We'll play something else. The game was called Wet. W-E-T. Hodgins says, PS3 menu taking me back. Yeah. It wasn't that long ago, but I mean, I guess it was quite a long time ago. The first PlayStation 3 came out. You're more than welcome for the nostalgia. So Shay says Mars was there before us and did have oceans and possible plant life. So who knows? It's a great point, bro. You reckon this Mars that we came from then, or our distant ancestors? I think I've broken the controller. Shay says, "Did we once live on Mars and had to move to Earth as the planets drifted further out, as they drifted out from the Goldilocks zone, basically?" Hodgin says, "Elon gonna do some mad shit." I've got it plugged in, bruv. I've got it plugged in, but it's just not charging properly, so it might be broken again. This is a controller I had to take apart and clean, so it might just be on the blink again. I think I did drop it the other day as well, so it could be that. Anyway, as long as it's plugged in, it should work. Appreciate the follow, man. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna end the Hunt Viral stream now because I haven't given this stream as much energy as I usually do. I'm just feeling tired in general today. It was freezing earlier on. I had a few chores I had to do, so I'm just not mentally as sharp as I usually am. So